Now, the Fire Nation is the main opposing force for majority of The Last Airbender story. And while they may have some of the most evil and insane characters out there, they also have some of the most gentle and understanding. That being said, they definitely have the most fun. From the fun trio of Azula's friends to the guidance of Zhang Zhang and Master Piandao. They have some of my favorite characters within the entire series, and I definitely had the most fun casting them. Now, this is my third episode in recasting the Last Airbender series, so check out my first 2 episodes, which includes the main 4 characters, as well as the Earth Kingdom episode. This will be the second to last episode, meaning 1 more remaining. It will touch on some of the water and air characters, but there aren't a ton there, so let me know in the comments which of the last characters within the series you'd like me to tackle. Normally I don't do this, but I am so close to 100,000 subscribers, which has always been my goal, so please do hit that subscribe button. But today we are talking about the Fire Nation. Now, we have a ton of characters to get through today, but there are just so many I didn't want to cut out. That being said, there are a few I did miss. Like I said in the last video, there's no possible way I can get to every character within the series. But still, today we're talking about Azula, Fire Lord Ozai, Ty Lee, Mei, Avatar Roku, Combustion Man, Zhang Zhang, Master Piandao, and my favorite all-time character within the series, Uncle Iroh. So let's recast The Last Airbender. First up, we have the crazy princess herself, Azula. She's a fun character who, with the right actor, can really lean into that insane nature without obviously being too hammy. Unlike the other actors I've casted, I believe Azula definitely needs to be aged up. In The Last Airbender, although she's 14, I always felt like she was much older. Plus, I did cast an older Zuko, so it naturally would make sense. Still, we are looking for an actress who is roughly in her 20s. I think that commanding evil presence is obviously needed for Azula, but also one who can translate to almost demented towards the end of the series. I actually went with a lesser known actress here, so she really can transform to just being Azula on screen. That actress is Midori Francis. She may not look the most like the part, but she has the acting ability to pull this off. Like, check her out in The Birch.
My whole life,
Lady, please.
you took away my interests. Shut me up inside. I couldn't even look at you a certain way without being punished for it.
Lady, you don't
You
understand.
left me with nothing.
Let him go.
No hope. No dreams. No sanity.
No, please.
No love. And you wonder why I'm so full of hate.
She just has Azula's unsettling nature down. Her face just almost has an evil looking quality to it. I also like the idea of her just being lesser known, so she can make this role her own. So Midori Francis as Azula. Next up, we'll tackle Azula's followers, Ty Lee and Mei. First up, Ty Lee. Now, I love Ty Lee's contradicting personality between Azula and Mei. She's bubbly and fun while still being badass. We definitely need someone who can pull off both sides. Preferably someone who's flexible and athletic, and obviously can meet those physical requirements for the role, but someone who's just bubbly, has that face, and looks like she's just having a good time. I went with Shuri Katsuna, who is best known for Deadpool 2, as well as some other small roles.
I like this guy.
Give him a chance. It's great seeing you like this.
Yeah.
Hi, babe.
She has that smile and bubbly face that is needed for Ty Lee. And as you can see in Deadpool, she knows her way around some acrobatic fight scenes as well. I think she could play that fun, goofier side of the character that the boys definitely swoon over.
That was probably a bad idea.
So Shuri Kasuna as Ty Lee. As for Mei, she is obviously cold and distant, but she has that distinct look, which is really hard to duplicate. I think she needs to stand out and obviously be distinct from the other 2 that we've previously cast. I really wanted to go with Rila Fukushima, who I feel like is perfect for this role, but at 40, she's just simply too old. Now, I probably would have stuck with her if Mei didn't have a relationship with Zuko, which is a prominent part of her storyline, which essentially causes her to turn on Azula. I don't think a 40-year-old and a 23-year-old really will work on screen, plus I don't think I can buy into Rila even doing that, so I looked elsewhere. I still went a little bit older than I would have liked, but Karen Fukuhara is everything this character needs to be. She is best known for Suicide Squad and The Boys, where she plays darker characters in both, but it's from The Boys where she sells me on that conflicted character. You can see that darkness, but also the light in her. You can see that glimmer of love that shines through, very similar to Mei. She is also a martial arts champion, so she can definitely sell the action within the scenes. I think she could bring that darkness with that little bit of light peeking through to Mei, and really round out this character. So Karen Fukuhara as Mei. Next up, we're going to tackle Zhang Zhang, the firebender who trained Aang for a while with varying levels of success. He has a way to him which is usually cold and kind of demanding. He's still a very complicated character for having such little screen time, but he's conflicted about his firebending. A lot to portray on screen. Although he's a minor character, I'd still like to have an actor who can pull off that emotional range. There is no better actor that can pull off that struggle than Ken Watanabe. He has the exact tone that is needed for a character like Zhang Zhang, and his face acting is unparalleled.
The arrogance of man is thinking nature is in our control, and not the other way around. Let them fight.
He just seems so perfect for this role. So Ken Watanabe as Zhang Zhang. Next up, we have Combustion Man, or as I prefer to call him,
It's Sparky Sparky Boom Man!
he's pretty much just a villain who shoots out of his third eye. Now, this character is obviously unlikely to get a major actor to take him on, but there's no reason why we can't shoot for this guy, because Dave Bautista is great for this role. He actually comes from Filipino roots, so it kind of works well within what we've already been casting, but he has the look and the aggression needed for Combustion Man. He could actually take this character and bring a lot more depth to him. So Dave Bautista as Combustion Man. Next up, we have Avatar Roku, another character from the Fire Nation who has a tough exterior. He is extremely important to Aang's journey and the understanding of what it means to be the Avatar, as well as some background about the Fire Nation itself. He has an old man approach to him, if you know what I mean, but it's his voice and his delivery that's very recognizable. I tried my closest to match that. I ended up going with Togo Agawa, who just has that persona. He's played this type of character before, but just listen to his voice.
MI7 wants you on the first flight back to London. Master, am I ready? No. Window seat or aisle?
He has that guiding voice with a daunting nature similar to Roku. So Toga Agawa as Avatar Roku. Next up, we have Master Piandao. He is the sword master who obviously taught Sokka and Zuko everything they know. He is serious and no nonsense, but he's also a teacher who's very poised and very abiding by tradition. Now, Master Piandao was actually based off a real person. He was actually the martial arts consultant on the show as well. That man is Sifu Kishu. But as much as I think he'd be perfect, there isn't enough material to determine if he can really act online. So I kind of decided to go elsewhere. Luckily, Donnie Yen shares a lot of those same qualities that Master Piandao really holds close to his heart. I mean, you don't have to look further than him in Ip Man or even Rogue One, where you can see he'd be great for this role. He shares that same calculated nature, that calm persona, speaking with meaning and purpose.
Let them pass in peace. The Force is with me, and I am with the Force. And I fear nothing, for all this, as the Force wills it.
So Donnie Yen as Master Piandao. Next up, we have Fire Lord Ozai. Now, Ozai isn't a character who's known for very much depth, other than just really being evil. Obviously, we could change that here, but we still need someone that has that voice and that demeanor and is very frightening to have on screen. There are a lot of ways we can go here, but I feel like Brian T could do this wonderfully. He has the voice as seen in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but in a better movie than that one, I think he would be great.
You help me with my problem. 4 brothers will try to stop me. Turtles.
I can see him sitting up on the throne and just judging Zuko. So Brian T as Fire Lord Ozai. Lastly, we have the man you've been waiting for, Uncle Iroh. As I said before, he is my absolute favorite character within the entire series, and I didn't take to casting him lightly. When it comes to Iroh, it's importantly the actor has every single side of this character. Iroh in Season 1 is very, very different than Season 3. I still want to make sure we have that soft side of the character who wants to have tea and play games of Pai Sho, but also can give Zuko those kick-in-the-ass speeches when he needs them. Also, the physical demands in Season 3 should be noted. He needs to transform. We need an actor who can do all this, is on the older side, and can really perform every single demand of this role. Now with Iroh, I believe it comes down to a feeling. You know that Iroh feeling, the soft and understanding. I don't think looks are the most important thing here, rather than hitting that feeling. Now, I originally thought of Sumo Hung, but I guess his health is kind of failing him, which is rather unfortunate. I also thought of Paul Sun-Hun Lee from the sitcom Kim's Convenience, who could definitely pull off that calm, understanding side, as well as the humor, but unfortunately, I don't think he could sell that transformation, and he has no experience in action whatsoever. Now, I thought about this for a long while. I love the idea and the thought of Jackie Chan being Iroh, but when Jackie Chan takes on a character, that character just kind of becomes Jackie Chan. Don't get me wrong, I think he has all the qualities that is perfect for Iroh, but I want to see the character on screen, not just Jackie Chan. So that's why I kind of decided against it. But for those who do want to see it, here's Jackie Chan as Iroh. All those things considered, the only choice in my eyes was Benedict Wong. He can play the calm and understanding,
But how you respond to it will.
Yeah, well, shitty things just happen. What's the response to that?
My daughter Naya was 2 when she and my wife were killed. The people I love most taken by the faulty brakes of our freightliner.
But your family was still gone.
As are the men responsible.
he can do those large speeches backed by anger.
Because in their hearts, they know their husbands, fathers gave their lives in pursuit of the last dream of our great Genghis.
He can do everything this role needs and service the character. He can lean into that humor as we've seen in the MCU.
That was oddly satisfying.
We've seen him hold his own in action, like these scenes from Deadly Class. He also has that larger frame and that unassuming look to him, which we should really have in Season 1. But he also looks and feels just a little bit like he's past his prime and that he could have been really something commanding earlier on. I think he could also get in shape for Season 3 and really bring it home.
No one steps foot in this sanctum. No one.
The biggest thing that I think Benedict Wong can bring to this role is that he would service the character. He wouldn't just play himself, he would transform into Iroh. So Benedict Wong as Iroh. So there are my choices for the Fire Nation. Let me know in the comments below what you choose for these roles, as well as which roles you'd like me to tackle next. As always, thank you for watching, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.